And then Kuchovich Consulting, I don't think we need to pay. I see we have a bill here from Midwest Coach Builders for the school bus, for our bus for $414, and that was for the lift, right?
Right.
We had a faulty lift, or the lift wasn't functioning. Okay. And then we have a bill here from Addison and Fritz. They're not our township attorneys, and I say don't pay any of them.
Anything else?
And then,
well, especially $39,000. I mean, they want $39,000 to fight Jack Friend, what Jack Friend wanted. I mean, that $39,000 plus maybe rounded off to $50,000 because we had to pay somebody we had to pay the attorney Cohen to help Jack Friend. So, I mean, $50,000 when we should have just given him what he wanted in the first place, and which the board wanted to do, give him what he wanted in the first place. Why would we want to pay Fritz anything?
What was that?
That's up to the next administration and the debt collectors.
I can't talk over Jerry.
Paddock Publishing. What are they?
We're in the middle of a motion, folks.
$40,000
I'm trying to let
Otis and
Jerry
Brits.
make her motion.
And that's not our lawsuit. That's Jack Friend and hers. The board had nothing to do with it, but they want us to pay it. When it comes to paying a bill, they come right here for us to pay it. I can't justify paying no $40,000 to an attorney to enjoy whatever they do with the money.
anyway,
Betty, you have the floor still.
Paddock Publications for $88. What is that?
That's the Daily Herald. That's for general assistance.
But for what? I mean,
Are you saying no?
well, I don't know what is it for. I mean, what did you do with Paddock Publishing for $88? Even though you did it out of general assistance, what was it for?
To get the paper.
To do what?
The paper. The Daily Herald.
How does that help general assistance?
$88 to receive the paper.
Is that a no?
Get it mailed to you.
Take it off.
That's to get the paper once a week, whatever she gets the paper.
Is that a no, Betty?
Well, it's coming out of general assistance. Do we need that paper? You buy it out of general assistance.
Betty, either yes or no. Do you want to approve it or not approve it?
Now, the question is whether this paper is vital for general assistance.
It helps with general assistance.
How?
Yes. We have people who are looking for work. We need to help people find opportunities to work. The classified ads are helpful. Other things in there.
You can get a lot of that right online.
It's a way to find out about modal food drives, other things.
Oh, come on.
Just, are you going to include that or not include that?
You're not going to do it? I don't care. You guys, but I don't think it should be. You don't think so? Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, we'll nullify that.
Okay.
And then printing and some, we're not paying that. That had to do with the annual meeting.
Okay.
And
I'm not that far yet.
what is this? US Bank Equipment Finance.
It's not mine. It's
Well, that's bills. Okay, all right, I understand. That's part of it.
US Bank Equipment Finance.
Yeah, that is leasing the new copier.
Could we have
That's
some
what
white
it is.
out there,
That's,
please?
okay, thank you. I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, now, which we said no box rent, right? And now she has a GA postage here for $20, and that's out of GA, and it's mailing GA stuff, and I guess we can't interfere with that one.
I don't care about it.
And then the rest of them are okay.
I need clarification.
Go ahead.
How many American Legion is that, a yes or a no?
That's a no.
Okay.
We're broke, we gotta really start coming back. Oh, and Bill Otley gave me a list of bills, and we approved all of those. So Yes.
Trustee Murphy?
Yes.
Supervisor Moore?
No.
Trustee McMahon?
Yes.
3 to 1, motion carries.
We all discussed, so I'll get this back. So we don't lose it. This back in here. And. Oh.
Okay, is there a motion to approve the minutes of February 14th and 20th?
I have a correction on.
All right, I'll make the motion to approve the minutes for February 14th and February 20th.
I'll second that.
Okay, go, Bill. Well, as soon as you get done with the thing.
I need copies of all of these. Can you provide that to me? Well, I have to work it out.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know.
When can I get the copies of these
When would you like?
for the last year?
Next time I'm in the office, I'll see what you have. Oh, they're all in the minutes.
This is not the minutes.
Yeah, it's
I need those for the bill.
for the minutes.
So you will not give me copies?
No, I didn't say that. Don't twist what I say.
I was clarifying for you though.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't get that. On exhibit 2 from last, my warrant list, okay, since I wasn't here, inadvertently, the Jensen Plumbing and Heating was listed as 1751. I have a category for building maintenance. It should read 1899. Okay, so if we would change that to 1899 under building maintenance, since I had paid to have the furnace fixed, it had a downdraft that kept blowing out the furnace. So they put a new chimney cap on there that is anti.
And how much was the bill,
It
Bill?
was, what was it? It was $430.27. That included the service call, and they did some other work to get it going, but then they recommended to eliminate the problem and replace the chimney cap, and so then we came back and did that.
Okay, when we're approving the minutes, we need to approve what happened at the meeting. If we need to make a change to something that happened at the meeting, that needs to happen during this meeting.
However
We
you
can't
want
just
to do
go
it.
back and change the minutes, because that needs to reflect what happened at that meeting. And that is how it was approved at that meeting. So if we want to put that into the minutes for this meeting as something to change, I think that's the way to handle it.
All right, I'll make that motion.
You have a first and a second on the minutes
We are
right
on
now.
first.
We're on
the
a
minutes.
separate motion.
All right. So we have to do that, so we have to make a separate motion to correct.
Or just to change.
And that would show up in this meeting's minutes.
Okay, so I am going to amend my motion. Can we do this in one shot?
The change in his line item needs to be a separate motion.
Okay, never mind. I'll wait.
Are we approving the minutes?
You have a first and a second.
Okay, all in favor of approve, is this the 14th and the 20th, right?
Yep.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Aye.
Are you
Motion
opposing
carries
this?
3 to 1.
opposing or going for it?
Opposing,
And
yes.
you say nay?
Nay.
Nay.
Anyway. Okay, so. Now I'm, okay.
Okay,
Help me
now
out
we want
with
to
this.
go back to approval of payment bills and make a motion regarding the line item.
All right, I'm making a motion for the assessor. The line item was needs to be changed from,
1751, which is just
Right.
maintenance of my equipment,
right, to line 1899.
1899. Building
What was the amount?
Here's 430.27.
Thank you, for $430.27, thank you.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you.
All in favor, say aye.
No, it's money.
Money.
Roll call, vote.
Trustee Murphy?
Yep.
Trustee Zerk?
Yes.
Supervisor Moore?
Yes.
Trustee McMahon?
Yes.
Motion carries. Okay,
Agenda
Last month, trustee Murphy mentioned about advertising for the bus, for the transportation committee, and I said we had already done one in the previous committee.
You found it, I love you. Thank you so much, I appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Bob.
Okay, that's it for public comment. Discussion and action on the status of the forensic audit and payment of forensic conduct. Is there a motion on that?
I'll make that motion.
To discuss those items?
Somebody has to second it?
To discuss.
Well,
Just to discuss.
just to discuss. No, I mean, we got a motion on it.
Okay, we have a motion to discuss
and
the
take action.
Well, discuss and take action for the ECS forensic audit.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, so for discussion, what are your questions, if there are any?
Go ahead.
Well, I hear that the forensic auditor says he needs this forensicon bill, or the forensicon report. We paid the bill, but there's a little line item in the contract saying that if they incurred financial or legal expenses, we're to pay that. Their legal expenses amount to $6,900. And in order to get this forensicon report, we have to pay the $6,900. It's been paid?
Yes,
All
ma'am.
right, well, thank you.
Anything else?
No, that's all on that one.
It
Was
was?
there anything else?
When was it
When?
paid? Seriously, when was it paid?
Within the last couple of weeks. Are there any other questions?
Hold on.
Are there any other questions?
Evidently not.
All right, can we move on to the next item?
Go for it. All right,
Discussion and action on the final payment to the road district per the intergovernmental agreement.
Let's read it first. I want to read the letter.
Make the
Read
yeah, but
the letter.
first make the
What
motion.
letter do you have?
I have a letter from, we're gonna listen to this. Oh, Rob Bush, I have a letter from Rob Bush.
That's news to me.
Discussion and potential action on Grafton Township's final payment to Grafton Township Road District per intergovernmental agreement. So there's a letter from our attorneys dated March the 14th to Rob Laporta. And it says, "Dear trustees, as you are aware, the electors at the annual meeting made a motion at the last annual town meeting directing the township to repay the loan that the township has received from the road district. The township trustees would like to comply with this directive, but they lack adequate information about the township's current financial position to know whether the township is in the position to do so. You have asked our opinion about how to handle the situation. First, we did not participate in the annual township meeting last year, so it is not clear what type of motion the electors made. The electors do not have the power to direct the township board how to perform its auditing function or whether or not to pay invoices or loans. However, it is possible that the electors took some action within their powers because we do not know what the motion was that the electors made. We cannot, let's see, whether it is sometimes something that was within the electors' power to do so, or whether the township board is required to follow that direction. Regardless, you have indicated to us that you would like to follow the directives of the electors, whether their action was authorized or not. The problem that you face is that you do not have knowledge of the township's financial condition. The township has not completed an authorized audit in 3 years because the supervisor has blocked that action. There are allegations that the township lacks sufficient funds to meet its day-to-day operations. Your primary statutory function is its auditors of the township finances. It would be inappropriate to repay the loan without knowing whether the township has sufficient funds to do so, or whether the township has sufficient operating funds at all. The township is in the middle of a forensic audit, which the court has held to be appropriately authorized by the township board. That will be completed within a few months. At that time, the township board will have greater knowledge of the township's financial condition. As such, I recommend, this is their recommendation. As such, I recommend that you take no action towards repayment of the loan until the township board has received the results of the forensic audit. And I've made a little note here. I voted against paying this loan originally. My crystal ball at that time was very clear on not repaying. I just want to make that part of the record that you guys insisted on paying this money back when the attorneys feel you didn't really know whether you could afford to or not. Somehow I thought we might not be able to afford the bill, the huge check we had to write. What difference does it make? It's a bond. It's payable in installments for years to come. We had to hurry it up. What, for public opinion? You made a decision over public opinion? They're telling you you don't have to make that decision.
So what's your,
The decision is you should do nothing. Absolutely nothing. Let the next 4 years administration have their thing with this. It doesn't have to be rushed. But you don't rush to 300 Gs. You don't rush. You let the next administration for 4 years deal with it.
That's what my motion was earlier.
I only wanted
Jerry.
to clarify.
That's what the whole thing was about, tabling it. So
Clarify Bush.
doesn't matter, you never let me finish it, you wanted to, so I said, that was my whole thing in the beginning, to table it until we get the forensic on, so we know where it's at.
That's fine.
Oh, that's okay.
Fine.
No,
I just
Terry.
wanted to bring all this enlightenment to the public. I know all this stuff, but maybe the public doesn't. And maybe it should be aired for the public's view.
Are you done, Sharon?
Yes.
Have you, each of you received this with the current balance in each account?
Is that
The
this
bank
thing
as
here?
of yesterday? And a current bank reconciliation for the town fund account? No, I didn't distribute that to the audience. Just the head table. According to the current bank reconciliation, which I did halfway through the month, as of yesterday, we have $180,000 and 180,619.90 in the town fund account.
Now, of that, I did not overspend my budget. 100 and some thousand, at least 103,000 of that belongs to the assessor's budget. So subtract that, and that'll tell you how much is left in the other side of the town fund. I have not overspent my budget.
Yes, but part of what you're saying, part of these funds that are available
Yep.
is for your payroll, for your salary,
That's right.
which is a good portion.
Right. What
Yeah.
I have enough in my budget
There's
to
not.
operate 2 more months.
What you're asking, what we're saying here is there's really no emergency. There was no need for special meetings. We've got plenty of funds. All it was the sky is falling for no reason.
We have $180,000 tried to do a little bit of a
What is
projection.
the first page? It says it's 202.
I tried to do a projection going forward, just with estimated figures, which is all you can do as you're going forward. And
What page?
on today's bills list for the town fund, it shows $70,000 to be paid. Of course, we didn't pay that $70,000.
for 40.
Donna, you're out of order. Do you mind? Okay. So I would say we cut that in half at least. I think we're going to be at $0 without paying the $300,000. If it's about $30,000 a month for bills and $30,000 estimated for payroll, take that out of the $180,000 by. Okay, we've got a payroll on the 19th.
Well, my 103 also includes the payroll that's coming up now.
Right.
The last payroll in my fiscal year. So I still have 103,000 left.
After March.
Plus.
Your budget is part of the town fund.
That's right, well, I didn't overspend, so how come there's only this much money left?
Because it was over budgeted. You did not adopt a balanced budget.
Because you didn't have your audit.
Has nothing to do with the audit.
Yes, you didn't know
When
when
you
you started.
excuse me, Carol.
I'm sorry, I'm sorry.
If you could keep yourself, a little relaxed.
Mary, speak up. I want to hear what you said.
I was looking at this account, I don't have everything, but I was curious where the lexicon checks, which account?
The town fund.
Account, register 101.
Which thing are you
Check
looking at?
account here, register 101. I'm looking,
Are you looking at the exhibits from last month's minutes?
it says,
What is the end
Wednesday,
date?
March 14th, and I see,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying, I get the whole thing, but you said in the last couple of weeks it's been paid, and I see checks issued through March 8th.
Will you show me what you're looking at?
March 14th.
This is from the minutes that we just approved.
Dates, there's a lot of old stuff in there, Marty.
I'm looking at this, it says March 14th.
2013?
This is from the minutes from last month.
I'm looking at the
Or
check register.
it's from the special meeting.
You see why we're confused?
No, I'm only registered.
But we have, right now we have this. Today's, yesterday's account balance.
My logic tells me that if we've got the loan proceeds that we were supposed to build a building with, and we still have those amounts of money, it doesn't seem like we should be running out of money. For some odd reason, there's something wrong with that theory. We still have the money that we were supposed to build a building. And we haven't got that to spend? That's absolutely hocus pocus. Ridiculous, is what it really amounts to, being ridiculous. We have the money, we have the funds. Just keep cutting checks that we authorized, and don't cut the checks that we didn't authorize.
Well, that would mean I cut a check for $300,000 because right now that stands as an approved expense.
We told you to hold the deal.
Do we make a
We
motion?
have not got a
To
motion on
postpone.
record.
That's what the lawyer recommended. The lawyer recommended you shouldn't do the repayment.
Well, this is why I wanted to table it till we get the forensic audit done.
So,
So I think it would be wise to make a motion to postpone that, given the balance of the account.
I am making a motion again to table this item till we know.
She took back the
what
check.
forensic
She took back the check.
audit
In
is.
effect, when she took back the check, she nullified what we did, what you guys did as a board. So she has the check. What would she do? Give it back to him, and then somehow that way the money would get paid?
No,
Well,
I'm making a, Jerry,
Let's make some logic out of it.
Jerry, listen. There's no logic with you, okay? I am
There is.
actually agreeing with you,
Okay.
but what I'm doing is making a motion for the third flipping time
Yeah.
to table this item until after we have the forensic audit. So we know where the money's at, which is what I wanted to do in the beginning of the meeting.
No, the only reason for I have questions in my head. Following the money trail.
Some things are.
Following the money trail with Linda is very hard, very difficult. It's very difficult.
Jared, you had your time. Barb, the problem with simply tabling that item is, I have a standing direction from this board to pay that $300,000.
And you haven't paid it in the last 2 months anyway when we told you to. So basically, I'm saying we are tabling this item so no action can be done on it.
Somebody said it.
That's not gonna work, because right now, I am under direction of the board to take action.
No, why don't you vote on this
Without an action of the board to rescind that,
No,
We
what we
will-
did is just said to postpone it. I mean, she said table it.
You can't pay it, you can't pay it anyway.
And so then that's.
the board is essentially directing me to write a fraudulent check.
No, we're not. We're not telling you to do anything.
And we
Yeah,
approved
seriously.
so many different bills through these last 4 years that you haven't paid. So why all of a sudden this has to be paid? I don't understand. You never, I mean, usually you hold up, I mean, we've been in court how many times to pay a bill then you weren't paying that, we were
A treasurer would sign checks that are good at the bank.
Anyway.
There's no fraud in signing a check when the money comes out of the bank that it actually exists.
So you
No one is asking to write a fraudulent check or to sign a fraudulent check.
I have direction from the board to do that.
We just told her to table it.
Without an action tonight from this board to rescind the direction to pay the $300,000, you are, in my opinion.
What, no, I don't want your opinion, because what you're wanting us to do, and I know what you're wanting us to do, because you already took the thing and nullified the thing without bringing it to the board in the first place. So you're trying to, CYA, okay? Basically what we're doing is we're tabling this. You haven't paid it, we've told you 3 times to pay the bill, and you haven't done it, okay? You took the check back from them and you nullified it yourself without bringing it to the board, okay? So you're trying to CYA yourself, okay? And if that's what it is, it's called cutting your ass. And so that's why I know what you're doing, and that's why you want us to, you know, do all this stuff.
I'm saying.
Can we word it to table this and postpone, how's this? Table and postpone,
I like the term postpone.
okay?
I would like to go on
This-
record
Somebody
as
second it.
changing my vote at that meeting.
Wait a minute. I can't hear you.
Barb, you're in the middle of a motion.
I know. I'm add postpone to that.
Okay, so
Table
table
and
70 and
postpone.
postpone.
And I'll second that.
Until the end of the forensic audit is done, so we know what the heck the financials are at.
Okay, I want to go on record as changing my vote at that meeting to approve the payment of $300,000. Would you please report that?
Please,
At the February 14th and 20th meeting.
Change your vote, get already.
I want this to go on record.
Can't do that.
Sorry. As the clerk, you need to put that on record.
So there's a first and a second.
You can
There's a first discussion, I call for the vote.
Clerk, you can report that you heard it, but that doesn't mean any action is to be taken on it.
Trustee Murphy?
Yes.
Trustee
There's
Zerr?
your
Yes.
vote.
Trustee
I'm
McMahon?
not willing to put that on
Trustee
record.
McMahon? Jerry?
Jerry.
Yes, I'm for postponement.
Supervisor Moore?